In today's session, we're going to give you an overview and demo of our Office 365 Granular Backup and Restore capability. This solution was built from the ground up, specifically for Office 365. You'll be able to do granular backup and restores of Exchange Online, SharePoint Online, and also OneDrive for Business. It's a completely SaaS-based solution, so there's nothing that you have to install locally. You simply log into the environment with the appropriate credentials pointed at your Office 365 tenancy and then begin your backups as well as restore activities. The solution is currently managing over 2 million Office 365 seats worldwide. This is the main menu of the application. From this menu, you'll be able to perform granular backups as well as restores for your Exchange Online, SharePoint Online, as well as OneDrive information. This top section is dedicated to SharePoint and OneDrive. The options that you see to the right show you that you can do backups, you can also do restores, as well as create and save your backup plans. This bottom section is dedicated to Exchange Online, where you can perform similar functions such as create a backup plan, do a backup, or initiate a restore. Let's use an Exchange Online example to begin with to show you the flexibility of the solution. To do this, we're going to go into Plan Manager and open up a sample backup plan so we can show you the different configuration options you have and how easy it is to create a backup plan for your Exchange environment. Here you can see we have two separate backup plans in this list. You have the flexibility of creating as many different backup plans as you need. This might be useful if you have different groups of users that you want to have slightly different backup strategies so that you can change the values and the defaults for each of those backup plans. To show you an example here, we're going to open up this first plan and show you some of the configuration options. Through this one simple screen, you have the ability of defining a plan and saving it for later use. The key components whenever you create a backup plan is first on the left-hand side, we tell the plan what we want to back up. You can see that we have a number of mailboxes listed here to be backed up as a part of this plan. These mailboxes have been pre-configured into a group. You can have multiple groups within your environment, which allows you to maybe have a separate group for your executive team, separated from the employees, separated from contractors, and each of those can be then backed up differently. So in this case, we have selected all of the mailboxes within this group, but I could also be more granular and say I only want to back up specific mailboxes. Over on the right side of the screen is where we have some other configuration options and information. Beginning with the name of this plan, as you saw on the previous screen, you can have multiple plans, so this gives you the ability to easily identify the plan that you want to work with. A brief description, and then we get into the meat of configuring the plan. The next setting is where we specify which storage policy we want to use for this particular backup plan. With this solution, you have the flexibility of configuring storage policies that range from cloud storage such as Microsoft Azure or Amazon Cloud, or you can configure your own FTP or SFTP location where you want your backups to be stored. All of those options are available and underneath your control. Once the storage policy has been defined, whenever we create a backup plan, we simply select which storage policy we want to use from the list. In this case, we've selected Azure as a storage policy, but once again, you could select from any of the before mentioned policies. The next section is where you define the schedule of this particular backup. You have the ability to select from a predefined schema such as monthly full backup, daily incremental, weekly full backup, daily incremental, or you can configure your own schedule. This is the selection that's been made here. Now the schedule that has been created for this particular backup is listed down here. So this backup, we're doing a full backup once a week on Saturdays. You can also specify what time of the day you want that full backup to run. And then within this one plan, we're also doing an incremental backup every day. So with one backup plan, we're doing both a full backup once a week as well as daily incrementals. And once again, you can specify on the incrementals what time of the day you want those to be kicked off. The remaining configuration options consists of being able to turn on or off compression, as well as determine at what level do you want to compress the data. This can save you some space, particularly if you're using some type of paid storage policy such as Microsoft Azure or Amazon. You also have the ability to turn on or off encryption. Then finally, whenever the backup plan completes, an email notification is automatically generated and sent to whoever you would like, either an individual or a group of individuals. These email notifications provide both summary level as well as detailed level information about that particular backup plan and its completion, including if there was any exceptions that it encountered. That information is also available. There's an online job monitor, so you can always go and take a look at either active backup jobs or the history of backups and be able to get this same information. So in summary, it is very simple to create a backup plan. We simply specify what we want to back up, provide a description for the backup, which storage policy we want to use, set the schedule. Do we want to filter any content? Turn on or off compression? Turn on or off encryption? And specify who we want alerted when the backup completes. Continuing on with our Exchange Online example, let's take a look at how easy it is to do a restore in the event that something either accidentally or on purpose gets deleted from Exchange Online. We're back on the application's main menu. If we go into the Exchange Online Backup and Restore section, this time we're going to select the option to do an Exchange Online Restore. The first step in doing an Exchange Online Restore is to select which backup we want to restore from. On this screen, it shows us a time-phased view of all the backups that have been complete. In our example, we're going to restore from a backup that was done on Saturday the 2nd. So we're going to simply select that backup. This next screen is where we specify what do we want to restore. You could restore a single user's mailbox, you could restore multiple users' mailbox, or you could even get more granular and say I want to restore maybe just a folder within a user's mailbox or even an item within a folder within a user's mailbox. Let's unfold this group and show you how you can be very selective in what you restore. Once again, we could do the entire mailbox level, or in this case, let's unfold and take a look at the individual folders that are within this mailbox. In this case, maybe I even want to be more specific and just restore a single mail item that's within this folder. I can go in and open up and take a look at the individual mail items and once again be very selective as to what we want to restore. Once we've determined what we want to restore, now we specify where do we want it restored to. The first option is an in-place restore. This will restore the information right back where it was backed up from, meaning if it's a folder that's being restored, it will put that folder back in that user's mailbox. If it's an individual mail item, it'll put that email right back in whichever folder it was backed up from. The second option is an out-of-place restore. This is where you can restore it to a different mailbox. Once again, you can see the list of mailboxes that I could choose as a destination for this particular restore. And then the third option is to restore to storage policy. In this case, it will create a PST file, and we can determine where we want that PST file to be restored to. In this case, we've selected Microsoft Azure. Once the restore has been done, you can then go to that storage policy, open it up, and work with that PST file in whatever fashion you need. In summary, the steps to perform an Exchange Online restore are simply determine which backup we want to restore from, determine what we want to restore, whether it be at a full mailbox level, a folder, or even an individual mail item within a mailbox, and then last, where do I want it restored to?